one. Okay. You want some time to work on this assignment today. So please focus and we'll get through this quicker. Okay. So again, when you go to factor, the first thing you want to do is look at it and say, is there a greatest common factor?
No.
No. 2, 7, and 15. There's nothing that can divide into any of them. They don't share an x in common because 15 doesn't have an x. So the difference here is my a value, that coefficient in front of x squared, is no longer 1. So we have to attack this just a little bit differently. Not too much, but a little bit. So the way that we take care of the fact that a is not 1 is I need to multiply a times c. So what's 2 times negative 15? Negative 30. Okay. So now, just like you would with your c value, what are factors of negative 30?
Negative 30 times.
Negative 30 times 1. Or 30 times negative 1. You said negative 15 times 2. Or 15 times negative 2. Negative 3 times 10. Or 3 times negative 10.
And it's going to be
5.
Negative 10 and 3.
Okay? Okay. So, Huso said, wait, stop, we've got our answer. When we get our answer, you don't have to continue to list factors. Okay? If you can find the factor right off the bat without listing all of them, you don't have to list all of them. Okay? So, he said at this point that this is going to go together to give me negative 7. Okay. But I can't just make factors now because we have a problem.
What's our problem?
Okay. Our problem is my a value is supposed to be a 2. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to draw a square with 4 squares in it. Okay. So draw me this. Okay. Inside the top left square, I want you to put 2x squared. In the bottom right square, I want you to put negative 15. Okay? Those other 2 squares, I don't care which one you put which, but your factors are going to go into that one. So I'm going to put 3x here because it's a positive 3. And I'm going to put negative 10x here because it's a negative 10. So now it's back to things that you know how to do. Okay, so we're going to take this one set of 2 at a time. 2x squared and negative 10x. What is the greatest common factor of both of those? 2 and no. 2 and what? What else do they share in common? X. 2x. Okay, then you're going to move on to these 2. What does 3x and negative 15 share in common? 3. They don't share an x. 15 doesn't have an x. Okay, we're going to do these 2. What do these 2 share in common?
X.
Just an x. And what do these 2 share in common? Negative, not 10.
5.
Negative 5. 10 and 15 are divisible by 5. 15 is not divisible by 10. So be careful with that, Tommy, okay? But you're right. The negative 5. So there's your answer. 2x plus 3 and x minus 5. So there is a little bit more work with this one because your A value is no longer 1. But we can simplify it enough that it makes it a little bit easier until we get to 13. Oh man. Look at 13. Is there a greatest common factor?
Yeah.
No. It would be if that 25 wasn't there. Okay? So there is no greatest common factor. So now when I multiply, we have 9 times 25. 225. Okay, so what two numbers are going to multiply together for 225 that are going to give me 30? Okay.
Oh, they're doing 30?
25 and 5. Hold on. Let's go to our calculators. Let's cheat on this one and use the calculators for this one.
15 squared.
You said 15 squared?
Yeah.
All right. So again, to cheat, you can go to your y equals and do 225 divided by x. If you then go to your table, here's your factors. So that's going to give me 226. That's going to give me 78. That's going to be 50. Yeah, you go to y equals, you type in 225 divided by x. And then you go second graph, and that'll take you to your table. Okay, 9 and 25 isn't going to work. So 15 and 15 add together to give me 30. So my factors are 15 and 15. Okay.
Wait, is that a positive 2025?
Yes, because it's a positive 9 and a positive 25, so that's a
Or would it
positive.
be negative to make
No, because to get positive 225, you either need 2 positive numbers multiplied together or 2 negatives. But if I use negative 15 and negative 15, that gives me negative 30. And I want positive. So I need to choose the positive. Okay, so when I draw my box this time, nine x squared in the top left, 25 in the bottom left, 15x here, and 15x here. Okay. So now, Andrew, can you turn your desk and face forward because you obviously can't stop talking. I don't care what you're talking about. I'm up here teaching and speaking, so you should not be talking. Okay. What's the greatest common factor of 9x squared and 15x? 3 and x. What's the greatest common factor of 15x and 25? 5. What's the greatest common factor of 9x squared and 15x? What about 15x and 25? So my answer is 3x plus 5 times 3x plus 5. You may also see this written as 3x plus 5 squared. Remember, if you're multiplying the same thing times the same thing, you can always square it because that's what that means. We are not doing 4 terms at all. That is not part of our curriculum. That's it. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
I need Daniel.
Daniel?
Your first name.
Daniel?
Yes.
Is he leaving?
To guidance?
Bruh.
I'm assuming guidance because that was Miss Byerly.
It's like to where?
I'm
They
the
pass.
Huh?
I think
We're gonna do number 9? Yes, please take the pass with you.
What if you're leaving?
I'm not leaving.
And you taking a pass with me?
I would know.
Okay,
Is that a no?
number 9 and what? Oh, we did never go back and do number 9. Oh, no, you're right. Let's go back and do number 9. I forgot about number 9. Okay.
Miss May. What? How can you get sleep paralysis?
Stop. Because the next time you talk about something that we're not talking about, it's a write-up. I'm done.
A write-up for what though?
We're talking about inappropriate things in a math class.
How's that inappropriate?
Because it has nothing to do with my curriculum, so stop. Okay, take a look at this one. This one looks a little bit different. What is missing? The x term. They've got x squared and they have your constant. They have no x term. Okay, so this is actually called a special case called the difference of two squares. Okay, you can factor this just like you would any other polynomial, but I'm going to teach you the quick way. So anytime that your b value is missing, your bx value is missing, see if it's a difference of two squares. So if it is, you need to 1, have a subtraction sign, and 2, it's the difference of two squares. So you should be able to take the square root of this and the square root of that. What's the square root of 9? 3. X. What's the square root of 49? So now, your answer is 3x plus 7, 3x minus 7. Because watch what happens when I actually FOIL.
Oh, I see.
If I do this, 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 3x times negative 7 is negative 21x. 7 times 3x is 21x. And 7 times negative 7 is negative 49. Look what happens when I combine my like terms.
0.
They cancel out.
Oh.
Which is why we put a positive and a negative when it's a difference of two squares. Because it will cancel out in the middle.
I see what you
Slick, isn't it?
pretty much.
Pretty much.
Well, I just don't like
You just don't like math? Life happens. Yes.
In this instance, what would the answer be?
Your answer is this. Those are your factors.
That would be on that has to be on the test?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Questions?
No.
All right. Let's go to this one that we were working on. So this should be on page 93.
Me and TJ need to go do.
Okay. Again, ask yourself, is there a greatest common factor?
Yes. No.
No. You have 2, 11, and 15. No greatest common factor. So now I multiply 2 times 15, which gives me 30. Without writing all the factors, can somebody come up with the two numbers that would multiply to give me 30,
5 and 6.
that would add together to give me 11? 5 and 6.
Where's this at?
Should be on page 93 if you glued it in yesterday.
I don't have a blue in.
That one. Okay. So we draw our box.
How much is the blue class?
We got change to the blue class here.
I can look. 2x squared and 15. Again, A goes here, C goes here. Then I put my factors in, 5x and 6x. Again, it doesn't matter where you put your factors. The 6x could go where the 5x is. It will still do the same thing. So then we pull out greatest common factors. What do these two share in common? 2 and x. What do these two share in common? 5. What do these two share in common? Just an x. And what about these two? A 3. Fantastic.
We're getting good.
You are. So x plus 3 and 2x plus 5.
Doesn't matter the order.
Nope. You could put 2x plus 5 and x plus 3. And it would still be correct. Okay. Okay. Is there a greatest common factor?
No.
No. So 3 times 8 gives me 24. 6 and 4. 6 and 4 give me 10. So in my box, 3x squared, I put 8 here. I put 6x and 4x.
Doesn't matter which spot the other two.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's just when you pull out, it's going to look a little bit different. I have 50 cents.
I was gonna need to change that to 10. Damn, that's crazy.
Okay?
I'm gonna just get steak.
So, common factor here should have been x. Common factor here should have been 2. 3x and 4. So x plus 2, 3x plus 4. Okay. Take a minute and try the next one without me. Take a minute and try the next one without me.
You said try it as a group?
I said try it without me. Yes. Would I times what by 1? Would I times what by 1?
Oh, never mind.
You good?
She's talking about the one after that. Miss Smith,
Yes.
has the desk always been this small?
Yes. I promise I haven't shrunk them.
It'll be 2 times negative 21.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be?
It'll be negative 42.
They share that negative in common, so you pull out that negative as well.
Who's ready to come take space in 20?
Uh-huh. 6 and 21 are both divisible by 3.
Oh, okay.
So now I gotta pay for tapes you can get or something? Because you can't use your own glue?
Yes, yes.
2 and 7. You can't pull a 2 out if they're not divisible by 2. 7's not divisible by 4, and either is 2. What are they both divisible by? What can you take out of both? Next. Okay. What 6 divisible by the 21 is also divisible We're gonna need to go back and look at your multiplication tables, girlfriend. What's 6 divisible by?
Yeah, but what about 7?
3 times 7 is 21, so 21 is divisible by 3.
Oh.
Are we ready for my answer, or we still need a minute?
You like some more? Do you have lotion, Miss Smith? Please have lotion. Maya. It's not much.
Yo.
Do you want?
Careful though, 7's not divisible by 3. What's 7 and 21 are divisible by?
Sorry.
Oh, wow.
By 2, -7.
Oh.
Okay, what are these two divisible by? It's an X. And what's 6 and 21?
That's what we do. That's what we do. 21.
21 doesn't have an X. 6 and 21 are divisible by 7.
Not going to come back.
Why do y'all gotta pee all of a sudden?
I know you see it.
You done? Okay.
Take it back.
Hey, don't feel it.
All right. All right. Big shit in the basement, you're 7.
I
7
got it.
minus 6 is a positive number. You have your negative. I don't know.
Okay, I don't know if I got it right or not.
All right, I'm gonna put the answer up here in a second.
Okay, that's take my favorite.
All right, check your answers.
Yep, got it right. You didn't tell me to put my two up there.
Huh?
What is?
That's fine.
Oh,
It's still the same thing, Xavier. So, if you wrote your answer and it looks like this, x plus 3 and 2x minus 7, that is still correct.
Okay, but I'm about to say.
It doesn't matter.
I still got to say.
Okay. The properties of mathematics say that 2 times 3 and 3 times 2 are the same thing. It doesn't matter the order that you're multiplying. Okay? 2x minus 7. Well, it depends wherever you put your stuff. If you put your 6x here, your x plus 3 is on the top. If you put your negative 7 here, your 2x minus 7 is over here. So, guys, depending on where you put these, depending on where you put your factors, yours might look different as well. If you did this,
I put 6 on top. It is,
if you switched your 6 and 7, yours looks like this.
That's what I got.
That's okay. It's still correct. That's why I said you can interchange these two. It's just the factors that you get will be on the opposite sides of where I have them. That's okay. It's not wrong. So don't erase. Is that what you did, Daniel? Yes.
Would it be wrong if you switch the coefficient and the other one?
The x squared and then it, don't do that. Just don't do that. Because you're going to have everything all kinds of messed up. Okay. Do me a favor. Skip down to example 8 on page 94. Skip down to example 8 on page 94.
What page?
94. You should have glued this in on 94 yesterday. If you didn't glue it in, it's this one that we folded yesterday. If you didn't glue it in, it's this one
Yeah, I got that.
that we only did the 4 problems in yesterday. We're going to skip straight to example 8 first.
Thank you, my dear. Everything I put on my desk just falls down.
Come on, Brashawn. Hey, take a look at this one. Is there a greatest common factor?
Yeah, 2. No. Yes, 2. Oh. It's crazy to think today's Friday.
Hey, there is a greatest common factor this time. Your greatest common factor is 2. Every single one of these numbers is divisible by 2. So we have to do that first. So I'm going to divide this entire thing by 2. That leaves me with 4x squared minus 15x minus 4. Okay, so now I need to multiply my A times my C. And I get negative 16. What factors of negative 16 are going to go together to give me negative 15?
Negative 16 and 1.
Negative 16. So when I put it in the box, 4x squared minus 4, negative 16x, and just x.
Oh, yeah.
Because technically it's a 1x. So you don't have to write the 1. If you want to write the 1, you can. So what do these two terms share in common?
4x.
4x. What do these two terms share in common?
One.
Nothing, so technically a 1. Okay, you have to put something there. If they don't share an X and they don't share a number, it's a 1. Okay? What do these two share in common? X. What do these two share in common? Negative 4. So your answer then is 4x plus 1, x minus 4, and don't forget your 2 that you pulled first. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now, that's one of the most common mistakes. When you pull out that greatest common factor, you forget to put it. We don't know. They redid standards and they have not broken down.
Oh, no.
So we really don't know at this point. Okay? Come over to here. Okay. Is there a greatest common factor? Okay. I agree with no. However, take a look at your x squared. My coefficient is negative. We really, really do not want an a value that is negative to factor. So while there is no technical greatest common factor, let's go ahead and divide out a -1. So it changes my a value to a positive. So now I'm 2x squared minus 15, or I'm sorry, plus 15x minus 27. Okay, so when I divide out that negative, everything changes signs. Both of my negatives became positives, and my positive became a negative. So now, 2 times negative 27.
Or
Negative 54. Negative 54. You said negative 18 and 3.
oh yeah, I found it.
Negative 54.
Just 18 times 3.
One.
Wait, 18
One
negative
times
3.
negative 3.
So positive 18 and negative 3.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Negative 18. Not
18 times 3 is going to give you 54. And I want it to be a positive 15. So my 18 has to be my positive 1. So when I put it in the box,
Box really long.
This box is confusing.
the box is confusing.
Is there a name for it?
How's the box? I don't know.
I mean, I could teach you the other way to do it, but it's going to be even harder.
I prefer the box.
Good question.
I just like the box because it keeps everything linear and you know what you're pulling out. And so, what does 2x squared and negative 3x share in common?
Yeah.
X. What about 18x and negative 27? 9.
9.
What about 2x squared and 18x?
X and 2. So wait.
2x. And negative 3 and negative 27?
Negative 3.
Negative 3. So again, x plus 9, 2x minus 3, and don't forget that negative 1. I don't technically have to write that 1. I can just put that negative there, but it has to be there. Okay.
Oh, this is easy.
Will it just be a negative?
would it just be a negative?
On the outside.
Yes. So, on the test, you're gonna see it written like this. You're not gonna see that 1 there. Okay? Because you didn't divide out an X, you only divided out a -1. Okay. Questions? Okay. If you want your homework assignment, example 4, 5, and 6 need to be done and correct, and I will give you your homework assignment. So you need to quickly work on that now so you can get your assignment and hopefully get it done before you walk out this door today. We are about to have a 3-day weekend. You do not come back to me until Tuesday. Tuesday, we are going to cover key features of quadratics. Wednesday is your state check-in, your state benchmark. We will take it.
Can I go to the bathroom?
So it's the same thing when we did then at the bottom.
I'm waiting for everybody to stop talking so I can finish my conversation. So I'm not talking to myself. Thank you. I know y'all were working over there. Just listen up for 1 second, okay? So Wednesday, when you come in for your benchmark, it is a state check-in, which means when you come in, all of these posters that help you out will be covered. We are going to take this just like it is your final exam. You will turn in your cell phones when you walk in this door. You do not get them back until everyone has finished testing. Okay? We are going to treat this like a state test. Yes, ma'am.
But we only have time, the time that we have in class.
Yes. It is not as long as your final exam. It's only like 26 questions.
Oh, okay.
Okay? It's just a check-in. It's just a benchmark. It's not going to be as long as your EOC. So we're not in here for 4 hours. It's just the class period.
When it's done, can we?
But we're going to treat it like it's your final. Okay?
When it's done, can we leave now?
When it's done, can you leave? No, you still have third and fourth period.